welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Total Annihilation. Now, as I said in my previous stream that I did like a couple minutes ago, this is the game that started it all for me doing real-time strategy games like Sons of a Solar Empire and Command and Conquer. This is the one that got me started right here, this puppy. It was a company right here. You can kind of see the logo of Cave Dog Entertainment. They owned and created Total Annihilation. Then I think Atari bought them out. So Atari now owns Total Annihilation. But anyway, as I did before, we are going to play the intro once again.
What began as a conflict over the transfer of consciousness from flesh to machines escalated into a war which has decimated 1 million worlds. The core and the arm have all but exhausted the resources of a galaxy in their struggle for domination. Both sides now crippled beyond repair. The remnants of their armies continue to battle on ravaged planets, their hatred fueled by over 4,000 years of total war. This is a fight to the death. For each side, the only acceptable outcome is the complete elimination of the other.
Alright, I'm going to start a campaign here, and we usually always start as the arm. And so they have a whole bunch of choose campaign and stuff like that, so put it on medium, just to make things interesting. You don't need that.
It was near the end of the war, and after 4,000 years the Core Empire stood on the brink of final victory over the Arm Rebellion. Arm forces throughout the galaxy were overwhelmed by the superior numbers and firepower of the ruthless Core. Their bid for freedom nearly lost. The battered remnants of the Arm military clustered in the single star system which contained its home world, Empyreon. Empyreon too would have fallen were it not for the skill of the sole surviving Arm commander. A shrewd tactician and resourceful warrior, the commander took advantage of the system's relative isolation and was able to keep the enemy at bay. Arm troops weathered wave after wave of Core attacks, and it seemed as though they would be able to do so indefinitely. The stalemate ended when a small Core insertion team managed to slip through planetary defenses and establish the last of a chain of space-folding galactic gates which led directly to the surface of Empyreon. A decoy engagement was staged at the Arm outpost on the outer planet of Calibran in order to lure the commander away from Empyreon, leaving the planet virtually defenseless. The invasion began.
Alrighty, so we got the narration, the mission here. Establish a guard detail around a galactic gate. core agents have somehow breached our security and are on Empyreon. Worse yet, the commander is off-planet and the core waits in ambush near the gate through which he must return. Take our units to the gate and secure it. Our commander must return safely or we are lost. The gate is located in the crater to the north. Expect core patrols. End of line. Alrighty. Here we go. I jump in here. Up. And this happens. Hang on. I'm sorry. Scoot everything back over here. Okay. Now, basically, we're just gonna do a push because we don't have our commander. We can't do anything really. So we're just gonna go up over here. Yay, we made it! And this is an old game, I apologize. I'm sorry. Yeah. Been doing this a lot. Going back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Yep. So we got the first one. We have a little thumbs up saying we've completed and we have victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. Save that. And let's go on to the next mission.
Although they had managed to free the captured gate and return their commander to Empyreon, armed troops continued to weather attacks by core forces in increasing numbers. It became apparent that the core had managed to construct a K-bot lab somewhere on Empyreon itself and was building an army as fast as it could.
Alright. Build a base and destroy the core K-bot lab. Special priority. Core has established a K-bot lab on Empyreon. Remove its loathsome presence before core strengthens its foothold on our home world. If needed, the K-bot lab is located across the river to the south. Expect patrols. End of line. Ugh. That's the one thing that's a little annoying. So every time it warps, not warps in, but there we go. Okay, here's our commander. These are the things we can build, and you can hold down shift, and then you can actually give it commands, and it'll continue on doing stuff. This is the very first game of its time that ever did this back in the day. This was 1997 is when this game came out. So almost 20 years ago. Okay. Here, sit right here. I have my daughter on my lap, so there will be some noise. Okay. And okay, I'll leave that there for that. These two trees. Okay. And once he goes to this one here. I'm not gonna be able to hit it. Alright, am I? Nope. Now, after you walk over there, come back over here, please. Thank you. Alright. Now that we have that up, tell it to build our own lab thing there, and then a defensive turret here, and here, here, and here. Mm-hmm. And currently I'm just... yeah. Actually, you know what? Just tell him to control that area like so. There. Tell the commander to go get those wreckage. Use the metal. All that. I do have a D gun, which just basically stands for destructive gun or something like that. Destructive blast. Basically a shot that just goes through everything. No, Natasha, you can't aim my... Alright. Tell him to come over here. Dude, get back over here. Control over here. Up. That one was gone. Alright. Kiwis. Some Roccos. Some hammers. careful. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. We'll build 2 more over there. Okay. Alright. I have most of the map covered on the full northern half. The southern half I haven't quite got to yet. So that's all we can build for right now. Everything else is grayed out. So, and what I really like about the commander for the arm is that you can actually give him a capture option buildings or a reclaim. And you can actually go and reclaim some of your stuff or something like that. So yeah, that's really good thing there. And then visible and then cloak, you can actually turn him invisible, but that uses a lot of energy, so we can only do it for a short amount of time. So I don't usually do that. So okay, we'll come up here. Okay. Hammers all up in here. Do that. Now, I'm going to make a small force with 3 guys to accompany the commander over the area over here. So I'm gonna have him come and get out of the way. Come down over here. Come down to the southern tip over here where I know they keep coming over. We'll just post a guard. He may be too slow to just do some stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. The 3 hammers are here. Over there. Yeah, there's like no research tabs or anything like that. So the game is very, very early for a game like this to have this ability, but it's very unique and one of a kind. I really, really like it. Get these metal deposits over here, the wreckages of robots. And what I plan on doing is usually what I've always done whenever I've done this. Is to really just get... Okay, they're fine over there. Sorry if I'm making everyone dizzy. Okay. That's right here. Right there. So y'all coming over. You kind of have to sometimes micromanage, which I don't like, but, you know. Oh well. It happens. So tell the commander to come right over this way, and I'm going to come along the back side of this wall. Well, just the edge of this map. They're fine. I think, yes, there is a... Okay. Come up over here. We'll claim this radar dish. And this will essentially give us eyes on our enemy. Yep, there they are. Ah, well, we had eyes for a few minutes, or seconds, seconds. Over here, and there, the commander is pretty tough. Forces across down right here to take care of what any other resistance we my guys normally will just ignore the actually, no, I don't want to take that quite yet. Because if I take that now, it'll just be, you know, finishing up late, game over type things. I don't want quite that yet. Have them all over here. You guys kind of come up around over here. Alright. C for capture, yes. Okay. Now, I wonder if I use reclaim... No, I'm sorry. See if I can capture him without getting into too much trouble here. Probably not the best choice to do for the commander right now, because he's on low health. You back off, just come over here. We'll send him over here. Get that. We'll do that. That was kind of a poor choice on my stuff. You little peewee, come on over here. I'll tell him to get that. Okay. This energy storage is basically an energy silo, is what that is. And here goes the screen again. All wonky up. No! You know, and here's another thing. I have this wiki thing. This does not want to work for me anyway. So anyway, okay, I'm back. So we did pretty good. 43 kills, 10 losses. We produced the most energy, metal, excessive energy, excess metal, and the score was worked out. Save. Spider technology is next.
It was during the conflict on Imperion that armed scientists made a dramatic breakthrough with a new type of all-terrain tank. The control brain tissue for these vehicles was hybridized with clusters of nerve cells from spiders. This allowed them to overcome the perceptual difficulties which had previously made such complex modes of locomotion impossible. The new spider tanks would give the arm a considerable advantage on difficult terrain.
Right. So, secure the spider ATV units. One spider must survive. Bring one of the spider tanks back to your base. Priority 1. A group of experimental spider ATVs have been isolated behind enemy lines. The spiders are armed with an effective paralyzer weapon, but will depend on your units to clear a path through for them. The spider paralyzer weapon and suppressor spider technology must not fall into core hands. Information feed. Core has numerous patrols searching for the spiders. Build your base quickly and secure a spider tank. Reclamation technology accelerates energy and metal acquisition. End of line. So start. Ay ay ay. Okay. There we are. Okay, right off the bat, I'm gonna do that, and then, okay, here I can finally build some windmills. Now, windmills, I think, on a really windy planet are much more effective than the solar planet panels. So we'll just build a line of them kind of back in here. I can kind of stagger them. Oh, okay. Get that out of the way. Oh yeah, look at that. It's much more effective than the solar panels. So yeah. So wind energy is always much more of a win on really windy planets than doing solar panels anytime. Okay. Keep holding down shift. Generator. Okay. Move all of our guys forward a little bit. Oh, look, some more iron. Hydron. Let's get. Ooh. Alright, we do have a radar system. We will put that up right there. That'll give us eyes on everything else out here. Alright, we have some movement over here and over here. So, okay, with that said, get our own K-bot lab and running. Then I actually have a vehicle plant I can do also. Which we're going to build right next door. No, finish that one first. Okay. Should hold down shift to queue up the work orders. Oh well. Now, okay. We actually have a construction K-bot available to us, so we'll build one of those right off the bat. Actually, we'll cancel that. So our commander can finish building this. It's done. Oy vey. Okay. You know what, actually, let that sit. We're actually gonna come over here. Oh, they have found one of the spider tanks. Not good. Okay. Guys, come forward, guard this with your knives. There's another one here. Okay, fine. You come over here. There you go. Now you can see it. Okay, orders. Prepare your men. Seriously? Alright. Well, we can't wait forever. So as soon as I have enough of a small task force to move out, we will start attacking. Mission completion. Oy, this is getting annoying. That game wants to do that every single time. Alrighty. So we got the spider technology. The contamination spreads of the core. Oh wow, there's like 25 missions. That's nice. Save. And start another one.
The core invasion of Imperion reached its most critical point when core forces destroyed one of the major planetary habitats and used the raw materials to construct a full-scale outpost. The core base extracted resources directly from Imperion itself and began producing battle units at an alarming rate. This represented the foothold needed by the core for the success of its invasion of the ARM home world, which in turn would ensure the ARM's final and complete destruction.
Alright. So, locate core mining and communications facilities, destroy all core units. Priority 1, core communications of Imperion has gone too far. No, core ammunition, of Imperion has gone too far. Destruction of core mining and communications base on the frontier will disrupt core data transmissions and deprive core of rare minerals. Info feed, warning, warning, warning. The core base is well protected. Establish a base in order to have sufficient energy to complete the mission. The enemy is aware of your intent and may send pyro assassin teams against you. A Zeus module, Arm Zeus, is provided for your protection. Repair units when possible. End of line. Okay. Sit down. Alright. And here goes this whole goofy thing again. I don't know why it does that. It's very annoying. First order of business. Alright, I'm just gonna clear a little area out so I can get some stuff going. Keybot facility up and running. So yeah, those first 3 missions is basically all that I could play on the demo. Now this is beyond the demo now at this point, so we are kind of flying blind. But I have it on medium, so it can't be that hard. on down the line. Do that. Ah! I wonder why it won't let me do one there. Oh well. We'll do one back over here then. No need for anti-air, and we don't need a jet throw. Some Roccos. Okay. I shall send one of these guys over here, because is this? Yes, it is. Okay. This will help with the iron problem. Pair this unit up a little bit. Oh, just saw some. Oh, there's another one. Okay, there is another deposit, so we'll build another one here. Go on up there. And hopefully that'll help boost it from 4.7 to close to around 5. This last jet through here. Start making keys. Okay, 5.9, that's not too bad. Okay. You little stinker. No. I want that right there. Well, I think maybe we should, now that we have room, build up one of these. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Let's... I really need to just start cracking down on stuff. So, maybe you guys will come over here. Construction terminated, of course. Okay. Get some defenses going here. Okay, get that going there. I think we kind of knocked the main guys that were kind of harassing us. So now what we'll do is just I'll repair what I've got going on here. Okay. Now that we've got that taken care of. Alright. Now. Okay. Copper radar station. Okay. Just got some stationary objects now. Clean up this mess. Clean up those. Get that. Get that. Get that. Construction vehicles is a little faster than the other ones. Alright. I really like the soundtrack of this game. It's just... I forgot what it used to sound like. Oh! I can't do that. Eh, oh well. Alright. One there. And then... one up over in there. So after that one gets over there, we'll build that. And then actually come over here and build a 3x3 block of actually we'll just yeah. And if you even hover over the stuff that's grayed out, it won't do anything. It'll just kind of sit there. We have some other ones that I can't build. Either just don't have the research, or just aren't high enough level for it. So, I think we are at the capacity finally where we can actually start pumping some major units. Definitely have an RPG. This thing can find its way out of a forest of trees. Okay. That's all built. That one going again. Alright, that one's fine. And then we'll have him... get one of these. Oh. Okay. Wow. I'll take the commander. Can I do a little commando mission here? Capture that. While it's doing that. Tasha, come on over here. probably should be running into their other base here pretty soon. There's something to capture. And I think we just lost. Yep. Dang it. Ah. Yep. We lost. Darn it.
The core invasion.
Yeah, we'll have to just do that one over again. Ah, man. Why is it such a pain when it does that? Okay. No, Mr. Nice Guy. These trees out of the way. Windmills. Fine, we'll just do that. that built. Now that I've had to start over again, ha ha ha. That's really a pain. There. Okay, you know what? Hang on. Let's scoot this back over here.
The core invaded.
start there.
The core invasion of Imperion.
Now... really wish we quit doing that. I guess the sun things are pretty legit. The solar panels, I mean. Okay, do that. I will be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Now, where was I? That's right, let's build some more of these. And clear out these trees in here. there. Good perimeter going. That wasn't cool. No need to go and seek vengeance. Just blow your pit. Alright. what we'll do... we'll send in a strike force just to take care of that one thing, but I know I'm gonna have to create a whole bunch of cannon fodder in order to do this. That's what it was. is to do this. Okay. Missing something. I'm sure I'm missing something. Where Get the commander up here. could absolutely do this. Got a good getting paid for this. Took it long enough. There's that there again. No. Alright. Save. One more? We'll do one more. Yeah, let's do one more.
The core invasion of Imperion had failed, although the remaining troops would fight on until they were destroyed. It was then that the ARM commander recognized the singular opportunity to take the offensive, using the Galactic Gate against its creators. It would be the turning point of the war.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap that up, actually. So... Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this stream. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me and encourages me to do more.